As soon as the fight started, we knew about the wrestling from Khamzat Chimaev, but it was just seconds. And I mean seconds before Khamzat Chimaev was able to get the first takedown.
This guy that everyone thought was going to be an emotional wreck and was just going to kind of go crazy in round one and potentially, not pace himself entire, in rounds 4 and 5. That was not the case at all.
When you get a takedown in 8 seconds and you hold your opponent down for the rest of the round, that's a bad start.
The thing is, when he put Dricus down in the very first round, the very first seconds of the very first round, he got the crucifix. And that drained Dricus, right?
Yeah.
You agree?
He spent more time in a crucifix on Saturday night than I've spent in side control in my entire life. In my whole life. And that's not me bragging, that's saying that he's so far behind.
Yeah.
He doesn't have enough time left in his life alive on this earth to make up the gap that there was.
And you know that Du Plessis knew that that's one place he didn't want to be. But it didn't matter what he wanted. He was not able to stop the guy from taking him into the cave. Again, forget about his grappling skills. You don't need Teddy Atlas, the boxing guy, to tell you about his grappling skills. We all know that. But his ability to get you to where he could use them. That's what impressed me. That's what stood out.
The first round, I thought after the first round, the first round was about what I expected as far as the domination of him taking him down and being able to do a lot. But it was, okay, what is DDP going to do now? And it was clear his wrestling ability just wasn't of a level where he could stop.
What makes it hard to get up when he's holding you down, when he's controlling you like that, he gives you so much to think about. Same thing that happened to me against when I fought him against the fence is that he's trying to peel a knee away. He's trying to get a hook. He's got the body lock grips. He's fishing for arms. He's like giving you little jabs in the mouth. He's like, and that's constant. He's constantly doing that, giving you 4 to 6 different things to think about, all while sagging on you and just making you carry his weight.
To be honest, in what you want in an ideal world, if I'm Chimaev, was, bro, this is a perfect round for me. I just relax, stay composed, understand that he's putting him in a bad position, making him work. In the second round, DDP did it to himself in the second round. He didn't even try to get up. He was just on.
He literally was just tucking his head.
Yeah, tucked in one knee against the fence. Like, stand up, do something, create a scramble, make him work.
What Khamzat was able to do to DDP, I mean, now I'm starting to question if DDP had the right training camp. I mean, there was one of the things that I said too, like in my breakdowns, is like, you cannot stay in off force. You cannot stay in like the tabletop position. For those who don't know, because that's pretty much where Khamzat won the fight. Khamzat was just able to put his leverage on him, keep him in all force position where pretty much DDP was carrying his weight. Like, DDP should have just went to his back and then started working from there. But even from there, bro, he was getting crucifixed. He was getting trap controlled.
He was in a crucifix shell 5 times. 5 times Chimaev put him in a crucifix. And Chael, in your career, how many times have you crucifixed people? It's a very difficult thing to do, right? 5 times in one fight is crazy.
5 times, including the practice room, is probably my number. And Daniel, believe me, I wanted to. I'd have loved to have got what a dominant position.
What he did was insane. And to be fair, I actually felt like at certain points during that fight, he was being nice. Like, when he got him in the crucifix, so many positions, and I was like, I don't understand why he's not using his elbows. He was punching a lot more than he was using his elbows. And I think most people in that position they're looking for free shots. And he was there for like 4 minutes at a time sometimes. I'm surprised he didn't rain down elbows on him.
You heard Khamzat's corner say, elbow, bigger strikes, bigger strikes. He didn't want to land bigger strikes because when you have to land bigger strikes, you give more space to land, and when you get more space, it gives you more time to move.
Dricus did a really, really good job of burying his head. I mean, with my bad neck, I couldn't do it, but he was really turning his head to the side. He was trying to shell up or turtle up, if you will, to limit the target for Khamzat Chimaev.
Dricus was pushing his head up to try and glue it to Chimaev's chest to stop getting hit and not give enough space for an elbow. You got to don't forget that that's like a perpetual crunch for 3-4 minutes of a round, you know?
Didn't he expect these positions? Like, if you're fighting Khamzat, don't you think like you might be on the bottom? Of course you do. Maybe he just didn't have the time to develop a certain response, because it seems like he's not comfortable off his back, you know? And he kept giving up the same crucifix over and over again. For goodness sakes, put your hand anywhere else, for goodness sakes. There's 5 different places you can put your hand. And Khamzat did it every time the same way.
To obtain the crucifix position in 60% of the rounds in a championship fight, Kenny, you know, yeah, I mean, Dricus needs to go back to the drawing board with some of the grappling, but all hail Khamzat Chimaev.
No, just was working on him, so I had some cool time on that there. So just spoke with him, spoke with his coach, middle of the fight. Was happy.
What kind of things were you saying?
I said, good job, work harder, guys.
The thing is, you need to make somebody tired. Dricus was surviving in the first 2 rounds, but that didn't take anything out of Khamzat's gas tank. It only took out of Dricus's gas tank. The only guy getting tired was Dricus, because he was on bottom. He was struggling to move. He was struggling to breathe. So I think Khamzat did very well because of that. After the second round, I was pretty much convinced that Khamzat was going to win this way.
I got to tell you, partner, I never thought Dricus was going to win the first round. I never thought he was going to win the second round. I mean, we're going into the third round, and I'm still of the mind, hey, this fight hasn't started. Dricus is still coming. And if you looked at Dricus in the corner, he was smiling. He was the one talking to the coaches, not being spoken to. If you look at Chimaev, very stoic, reserving his energy, taking in information to go out there and try to rinse and repeat another round. I was into that fight.
What I saw tonight was a champion who was like, he's kind of used to fighting 5 rounds. And have you seen this before? Where fighters that are used to fighting 5 rounds, they constantly just think that you have one more round. I've got another round. Yeah. Like they can do it all night. They can fight all night. And so they just continue to think like, I've got one more round. Like, I can let this one go. And you can't let, I don't care if it's round 1 or if it's round 5, you can't let it slip away. These rounds mean too much. Yep. This isn't boxing where you can lose 1 or 2 and be like, okay, I can get it back. Like,
I was talking to Kamaru yesterday, and his fight with Khamzat was like night and day difference from what Dricus did. And Khamzat being a lot bigger than Kamaru, Kamaru being not prepared for it. At least Kamaru was able, he had the technique to do the right things, and that tired Khamzat out. Yeah. But it looked like Dricus just didn't have the right options to go through.
That's not easy to dominate a guy like that, and everything is working, because in your mind, you're wanting resistance. Resistance is how you gauge how much output I need to put out, you know? But if everything is going right, you can't gauge how much output to put out. You're just like, maybe you might try to finish in that first round, then you get up second round, you're like, whoa, I can't even lift my arms. Why am I so tired? You know, so Khamzat did a phenomenal job because he had so much success with this.
Every first minute of every round. Round 1, minute 1, Dricus is down. Round 2, minute 1, Dricus is down. Round 3, minute 1, Dricus is down. It rinse and repeat. Even in round 4, they separated them off the floor. And not even 20 seconds later, Dricus is back down on the mat.
See, for me, it doesn't look like he's getting his legs back far enough. He's not sprawling enough or controlling the head. But again, easy for me to sit here, watch the TV thinking, tell him what to do. It's way different when you're in there.
It really was amazing to watch how greedy and selfish Chimaev was. He didn't give up anything. He wasn't giving up any opportunities. While I'm sitting here bragging to you that he went 527 against 49, he doesn't think he should have let those 49 go. He was being hard on himself.
I believe he'll go for the finish more in these next fights, but I think he was entering a 5-round fight knowing it could be a war against a guy whose gas tank has never failed him, and he basically said, let me take that strength, that thing that he has over me, let me take it away completely by putting the onus on him. I'm going to gas him out. I'm going to constantly be on top of him. Anywhere he's going to go, I'm going to cut it off.
Yeah, absolutely. It's similar to the ball sports. If you don't want the other team to win, you don't let them have the ball. And that's what Khamzat Chimaev did. He did not let him have the ball. He did not really give Dricus Du Plessis any of those opportunities for chaos, for wild strikes. Now, when he did, DDP did take advantage and did hurt him, I think, a couple times. But for the most part, it's hard to get anything done. If you're on your back or if you're on all fours,
he would take up like a seated position rather than try and scramble through. Like, that is, dude, you're not up to the task if that's what your instincts are. And again, those are very common instincts for a lot of people, including good grapplers, but woefully insufficient against the kind of challenge he was up here against in Khamzat Chimaev.
Du Plessis, that last round, he gave it everything he had, and he gave himself a shot. It was a shot in the dark, but it was a shot. I give him credit for that. Nobody's giving him credit. He gave himself a shot in that last round to hurt him while he was standing, which he did catch from a pretty good shot. I was like, oh, what's going to happen here?
Basically what the ref did, the ref gave DDP a better chance to fight. Like that, what just happened with the referee's decision should have never happened. There's no reason why the ref should have stood him up. This is a fight. It's up to DDP to get to a better position to be able to better himself to be able to fight.
He just wanted to give Dricus a chance to throw bombs. Man, you can't do... He's controlled, at this point, 22 minutes of ground time in the match, and you stand him up when he's at his most tired to give a... You can't do that, man. But not once. Not
twice.
Just once. Dude, twice.
Yeah.
And he even broke him up when he was on the wall. Chimaev's best position. That was terrible in my opinion.
But there was an exciting moment where Dricus stopped the takedown. Not only defends the takedown, but he mounts Khamzat. Khamzat turns to his knees. Dricus puts in the hooks. Chimaev defends one hook, and at the buzzer takes DDP off him. Now, I wasn't sure if DDP kind of relinquished the position or if Khamzat escaped, but it looked like Khamzat was escaping.
Two things were surprising to me.
Yep.
Dana White not burying Khamzat in the post-fight press conference. Absolutely shocking to me. I totally understand why. Dricus is a pain in the ass. So if you can beat him any way, you can slow him down and stay not in front of him. Totally understand. And I suppose he's probably done enough to warrant getting one from the boss and being like, all right, that was your one to be safe, go win the title. Now you got to go back to fighting.
But this surprised me also because in the conference after fight, Dana White was, okay, he did amazing. No, he didn't amazing, Dana White. He did horrible. This is horrible for the watchers.
We got a very watered down, professional performance from Khamzat. One maybe I didn't think he was capable of. I thought he was more of a loose cannon than that. I thought he was more of a Bond villain than that. But as last night, he fought to instructions. I can't wait to see him go back to what he really does.